Have you ever felt like a puppet in someone else's hands? Ever wondered if you're being manipulated? Well, you're not alone. Today we're delving into the intricate world of manipulation, an underhanded strategy that's a lot more prevalent in our daily lives than we might think. It's a crafty tool that can be wielded in a multitude of situations, from the personal corners of our relationships, to the hustle and bustle of our workplaces, and even the seemingly benign social settings we find ourselves in. Manipulation is a subtle art, using influence and control to direct another's behavior or decisions. It can be as simple as a friend convincing you to see a movie you're not interested in, or as complex as a boss subtly pushing you into taking on tasks beyond your job description. Manipulation is not a myth, but a reality we often fail to recognize. Let's dive in deeper and understand how it works. To understand manipulation better, consider these real-life scenarios. Picture a friend who often plays the victim. They might tell you a sob story about how they're struggling with their rent, and then, rather than directly asking for help, they might say something like, "I wish I had someone who could lend me some money." This is a classic guilt trip tactic. They're trying to manipulate you into offering help without them explicitly asking for it. Now let's look at a workplace scenario. Imagine a boss who tells you, "You're the only one I trust to get this done." While this might initially seem like a compliment, it's actually a flattery manipulation tactic. They're buttering you up to get you to work extra hours without paying you overtime. Another example can be found in the world of sales. Picture a salesperson who tells you, "This is the last piece in stock, and we won't be getting any more. If you don't buy it now, you might regret it." This is a fear tactic. The salesperson is trying to manipulate you into making a quick purchase by creating a sense of urgency and scarcity. Consider also the case of a romantic partner who frequently compares you to their ex, making you feel like you need to compete for their affection. This is a comparison tactic, designed to keep you striving to meet their standards, thus gaining control over you. And then there's gaslighting, another common manipulation tactic. Imagine a friend who denies saying something hurtful, insisting you must have misunderstood or remembered it wrong. They're trying to make you doubt your own memory and perception, thereby undermining your confidence and self-trust. These are just a few examples, but manipulation can take many forms. It can be subtle and insidious, making it difficult to recognize when you're in the thick of it. However, recognizing these tactics is the first step towards protecting yourself from manipulation. Now that we've seen how manipulation works, how do we recognize it? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Let's dive right into it. First off, we have guilt tripping. This is when someone makes you feel guilty for not doing what they want. They might say something like, "After everything I've done for you, you can't even do this one little thing for me." It's a classic manipulation tactic designed to make you feel indebted and obliged to comply. Next up is fear-mongering. This tactic involves using fear to influence a person's actions or decisions. It's like when your boss says, "If you don't finish this project by tomorrow, I don't know if I can keep you on the team." The fear of losing your job is a powerful motivator, isn't it? Then we have flattery, the sweetest of all manipulation tactics. Who doesn't like a compliment, right? But when it's used to make you lower your defenses and trust the manipulator more, that's when it becomes a problem. It's like that friend who always compliments your taste, and then asks if they can borrow your favorite jacket again. And who could forget gaslighting? This is a particularly insidious tactic where the manipulator makes you question your own reality. They might deny things that have definitely happened or make you feel like you're losing your mind. It's like when someone says, "You're just being too sensitive," or "That never happened." Manipulators often play with emotions and exploit vulnerabilities. They know exactly which buttons to push to get the reaction they want. Whether it's making you feel guilty, scared, flattered, or confused, they're experts at emotional manipulation. But the good news is, once you're aware of these tactics, you're better equipped to deal with them. You can learn to recognize the signs of manipulation and take steps to protect yourself. Remember, knowledge is power. Recognizing these tactics can help you stay one step ahead of the game. So, how do we protect ourselves from these manipulative tactics? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Well, let's dive in. First off, setting boundaries is vital. It's like building a fortress around your mental and emotional space. Decide what you're comfortable with and what you're not, and make it clear. We're not saying build a wall and shut everyone out. No, it's about knowing your limits and communicating them effectively. This way, you're not an easy target for manipulators who thrive on crossing boundaries. Next up, develop self-awareness. Understand your strengths, your weaknesses, and your triggers. Why is this important? Because manipulators are like seasoned fishermen, they know what bait to use. If you're aware of your vulnerabilities, you can spot when someone tries to exploit them. So take some time, introspect, learn about yourself. It's like arming yourself with an invisible shield. Then we have the power of saying no. Sounds simple, right? But it's surprising how many of us struggle with it. We fear being seen as rude or unhelpful. But here's the thing, saying no is not just about refusing something. It's about asserting your individuality, your autonomy. It's telling the world, I have a choice and I'm not afraid to use it. So the next time you feel pressured into doing something you're not comfortable with, remember, it's okay to say no. Last but not least, don't hesitate to seek professional help if necessary. There's no shame in it. If you feel you're in a manipulative situation that's taking a toll on your mental health, reach out to a mental health professional. They can provide you with the tools and strategies to deal with manipulation and help you regain control of your life. So, there you have it. 4 practical tips to shield yourself from manipulation. But remember, this journey is personal and unique to each one of us. So take your time, go at your own pace. You have the power to protect yourself from manipulation. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and remember, you have the right to your own decisions.